Welcome to Outabounds Ski and Board. Today, K2's Ben Bruce will tell us the construction attributes and performance characteristics of the K2 Snowboard line, starting with the carbon fiber in the Passport Snowboard.
Fiber with people and they're like, yeah, it's like, makes it really springy. Another benefit of that carbon fiber is it helps hold that camber hump for longer. If you think about it, wood's gonna break down quicker than carbon fiber, right? So 10 carbon stringers that you can see, you can point out to the customer, and then a really cool, unique core profile with the wood here. We do alternating aspen and bamboo kind of strips of wood going out at a 45-degree X pattern underfoot. The original design inspiration behind this was to get that energy transmission up, going super fast heel to toe. What we found is it also made the boards a lot stronger. That's why you'll see the 5-year warranty with all landscape boards. Cool. This is an all gendered snowboard. So it comes in a ton of sizes. It goes down to a 146 up to a 163 with about 10 sizes in between. Really easy to ride, fun snowboard. This is kind of like my daily driver. Cool. Next up, we've got one of Sage Kotzenberg's pro models in the Antidote. This is a serious ripper. This is one where you don't want to sell to a beginner. This is more of an advanced rider. Really unique for a freeride board in the sense that it's full camber and there's no taper. I know everyone's like, well, how does it float, right? So we do a recessed 3D base. You can see this section right out here, just beyond your contact point in the board. So on hard pack, this is gonna feel like a directional twin hard charging snowboard. You get it into softer snow and it kind of elevates the nose, planes that snow out to the sides. I always kind of think of it like the hull of a boat, just staying on top of the water. And then since it is a little bit more of a freestyle board, we continue that on the tail as well. Almost gives it a tapered feel without putting taper on the board. So a fiberglass insert really does a good job of neutralizing that incoming chatter. And it also reduces the swing weight for the rider so they can really load up, take off, and spin on this board. Wax infused centered 4000 base, so really fast base. Also do a recessed 3D top sheet. So the idea there is going thinner with the core profiling, reducing the weight, reducing the swing weight in those kind of low stress areas. The reason we kind of put that angle to it is that provides structure to the board. Versus if we just went straight down, it wouldn't be very strong. If you think about like a piece of paper like loose, there's not much to it. You give that a crease, you get a little bit more structure out of it. That's kind of the idea behind the recessed 3D top sheet. Excavator. Name kind of tells you what this one's all about. It's designed to get out there and dig some trenches. So it is out of the landscape collection. We got our little landscape runner on the tail there. This is gonna be more your freeride oriented guy. Obviously a lot more volume in the nose. We're set back about 1.5 inches on the side cut radius. So even though there's way more volume, it doesn't ride super directional. Like if you get turned around and you're going switch, yeah, you'll have a short stubby tail, but the board's not gonna feel totally out of whack. 20 millimeters of taper, that same ICG 10 carbon stringers running tip to tail. This is an all gendered snowboard. I think ladies get wigged out by the waist width on it. My combatant for that is I always remind people that this is actually a biax glass top sheet. All the other boards I've talked about so far are triax glass, which is much stiffer torsionally. So even though it's nice and wide and you got small feet, you can still twist and get that torsional control out of this board with relative ease. We put some carbon power forks in the tail. Since this one's a demo, it's not gonna have the fact sheet on the back, but it's really just like this carbon fiber insert that runs down to that tail. Really just helps that edge hold, complete the turn, and get you to transition back to your toes. It is a really good looking board, so we hit it with this nylon brush. We call it snowphobic top sheet. This is the type of customer, it's like this in the Alchemist. They want people to ask them questions about their board in the lift line. So when they come out of the trees on some run that nobody's ever been on, covered in snow, they get down to the lift line, they give it one good beaver slap, this thing's cleared off, and they're already telling people, yeah, I got it at Outabounds, go get yourself one. Wax infused centered race base, super fun board. Just looking for a more like regular daily driver, that's where the Manifest comes in. This is kind of like little brother to the Antidote is a good way to think about it. It's not quite as stiff, Probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10 on the flex with this thing. You do get the ICG 20, so you can see those 20 carbon stringers tip to tail. Directional twins, so no taper in this board. Little bit of rocker in the nose, little rocker in the tail. So very, very well-rounded. For me, this is one that I kind of always like to keep in my board bag because we'll be super hyped up, driving through a blizzard, get through the tunnel, trace amounts of snow, right? Like it's not a POW day all of a sudden. So something that's gonna do everything at a really high level. That's where the manifest comes in. Cool? Sweet. Instrument, it's your rad dad right here. Just a little bit more laid back than the manifest. Still on that higher end performance board, but not all the crazy taper and swallowtail and all that stuff. So for the person that's kind of geeking out on the Excavator, but they're scared of the swallowtail, steer them towards the instrument. It's got 10 millimeters of taper versus 20 over there. We do these carbon torque forks in the tail and nose of the board. Reason we do that is this thing's got quite a bit of rocker in the nose. So at higher speeds, you guys know that rocker kind of gets a little bit of chatter. Those carbon torque forks do a great job of neutralizing that chatter before it hits your insert pack. So still a very smooth ride. It's gonna be that same S1 core with 5-year warranty. I think this is just a centered 4001 base, so we don't get the wax infused centered over here. All right, Alchemist. So this is our top dog, and you guys got 3 different years of this board. You're gonna get that nylon brush top sheet. This is, again, like this and the Antidote is like the only boards where I kind of vet the customer a little bit, because you gotta know what you're doing to handle these things, to handle this and the Antidote. Probably 9 out of 10 on stiffness, 7 millimeters of taper. Very, very fast snowboard. This is like your big mountain guy, your person that's like coming in to show you how fast they went. Get down Go Devil at Keystone. They're like, look, I can't break, I finally broke 70, and it took the Alchemist to unlock that. That's who this customer is, like hard charger, or somebody that's just looking for a really, really responsive, fast snowboard. Definitely great for, like, my favorite time to take this out is like, I call it like a leftovers day, when you had the POW storm yesterday and there's just all these like diamonds and stuff out there that you can still get some good POW turns with, but you're riding through a lot of chunder and chop. This thing just eats it all up. Definitely a beast of a snowboard. Wax infused centered, space glass nose. Really unique core story with this one. Can everybody see that kind of crisscross pattern? So that runs tip to tail on this board. We call it spectral braid. It's actually like, it's kind of tunable throughout. So tighter in the nose and tail at a 45-degree cross pattern, opens up to a 10-degree weave between the feet, and then tightens back up. So what that does for the rider is super stable, confidence-inspiring tip and tail, but you can still get that torsional twist and freedom between the bindings, which is where we control the board from. Party Platter, and then its predecessor in the Almanac. So Party Platter was one of those original like Enjoyer series boards, like that, and the Cool Bean was that major like volume shift deck. Definitely one of my favorites. Just as happy with the replacement. They had this little surf-inspired wingtail extension there that really just helps you float and pow, keeps that tail sinking down and keeps the nose elevated. But yeah, kind of same story, one to the next. Slight volume shift. I usually ride the Party Platter in a 52 for my daily, 53 in the Almanac. If it's super deep day, you can jump up to that like 57 size. All gendered snowboard. I know this one doesn't really look very girly, but girls don't want stuff that looks super girly all the time, right? Like Wildheart is like, this one's since been discontinued, but this is gonna be your Mary Jane girl. She's going there, she's dipping into the trees. This was year over year while it was in the line. This was my best seller in Winter Park, so that's why I always reference that. The ladies love taking this one into the trees. Dreamcycle, 50% Dream, 50% Popsicle. Just gotta look good. This is the board that you're gonna see like this going to River Run. And when they turn, you're gonna see their sticker still on their base. So that's the customer we're gonna help out, You're gonna say, hey, did you just get that? Yeah, well, take it back to the shop and tell them, take the sticker off, or if you're feeling in a good mood, you just pull that sticker off for them. Cool, Dreamcycle, beginner, intermediate, kind of sister to the Gateway. Spellcaster, sister to the After Black, that's gonna be your women's kind of true twin freestyle board. A couple of those, another Dreamcycle, and then we're into ride boards. Cool.